Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of Technology honoris causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, have made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the University. Chancellor, I present to you Mr. Richard White. Richard White is a technology innovator and leading Australian businessman. Mr. White is a pioneer in technological sciences and software engineering, especially as it relates to logistics. He is Chief Executive Officer and founder of WiseTech Global, an ASX-listed company specialising in global logistics software with a market capitalisation of over $22 billion. Throughout his career, Mr. White has amassed in excess of 30 years of experience in software development and business management, and over 20 years of freight and logistics industry experience. He has also dedicated much of his time towards developing the next generation of technologists. Mr. White developed the plan for WiseTech Global's global growth while completing a Master of Business and Information Technology Management here at UTS from 2000 to 2002. Since then, he has grown WiseTech to become a true global leader. In the 7 years since listing on the ASX, the share price has grown 20 times. The rapid growth and global expansion of WiseTech has also had a significant impact on the Australian software industry and on the international freight and logistics industry. WiseTech's customers include 24 of the 25 largest global freight forwarders and 43 of the top 50 global third-party logistics providers who use WiseTech's CargoWise One platform to plan, execute and manage their business processes globally in real time. Mr. White is a UTS luminary, a friend of distinction, a fellow of the university, the 2008 alumni awardee and current member of the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology Advisory Board. He is also a government-appointed member of the Australian Border Force Customs Advisory Board and a Fellow of the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering. Mr. White is passionate about helping the next generation of innovators and technology professionals. To this end, he has established a STEM Education Foundation to which he is donating an initial $50 million to develop a technology platform that facilitates STEM and technology learning across Australian primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. He has also dedicated time working with the Australian Computer Society Big Day In and educational institutions on creating a pathway for students to enter the IT industry, and is a strong supporter of other innovative founder-led businesses such as Songtrader, Genix and Espresso Displays through the provision of mentoring and commercial investments. Under Mr. White's leadership, WiseTech has partnered with UTS to give HSC graduates the opportunity to combine real-world employment in technology through their undergraduate studies. This initiative is in addition to WiseTech's significant investment in community skills development and outreach, including through the establishment of the WiseTech Academy, the sponsorship of the Grok Academy, the National Computer Science School, and the support of a range of scholarships and internships such as the UTS Women in Engineering and various undergraduate IT scholarships. Mr. White continues to work to inspire others to learn and use science, technology, critical thinking and business innovation to make a lasting and positive impact. It is a great honour for the University of Technology Sydney to confer Mr. Richard White with a Doctor of Technology honoris causa in recognition of his significant achievements in technological science and engineering, business leadership, innovation and philanthropy. Chancellor, in recognition of his distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit Mr. Richard White to the degree of Doctor of Technology honoris causa.
So by the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology Sydney, I admit Mr. Richard White to the degree of Doctor of Technology honoris causa. Congratulations, Richard.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Dean, staff, distinguished guests, and all, good morning. It's a true honour to be here to talk to you today. I'd like to share some important information with you. But first, I think I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands upon which we're meeting and pay respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Graduates, congratulations. I really mean that. You've done a great thing. Today marks a significant milestone in your lives and the chance to reflect on the start of an exciting career with endless possibilities. Just like you, I was in this very room 20 years ago receiving my master's. And in fact, 3 of my very important mentors and lecturers are in the audience today. Thank you, Steve Burton, Ken Dovey, and Andrew Caro. My career journey has been very unconventional. My success has not been achieved overnight, and that's an important thing for all of you. This has been a long journey, and throughout I have remained impassioned, intensely curious, with a thirst to learn and a love of building things and of solving problems, sometimes intensely complex problems. My early years from primary school through year 12 were infused with a rich set of work and life experiences from many people around me, living with my father, who was an engineer, working after school in his factory, being encouraged by a mother who had amazing skills in sales and communications, and working in my grandparents' function centre with my grandfather guiding my entrepreneurial skills, and a hard-working grandmother whose management, logistics and operational skills showed me how business and people worked. Unlike many of you here today, I did not go to university. My career path was very unconventional. I started as a guitarist in a rock band. I did finish high school. Just. I worked in refrigeration and in air conditioning businesses. I built a business repairing guitars called Rock Repairs. You can see there's a theme here, right? I built a business making entertainment lighting equipment called Rock Industries. I worked as the R&D manager at a company called Jan's, famous for their entertainment lighting and sound. I worked with 4 qualified engineers and learned directly from them about software and hardware engineering. I built a computer wholesaler called Clear Technology. And finally, after all those experiences, all of which were somewhat successful, I finally started building the business that became WiseTech Global. So the first lesson is expect to change your career and your career path several times throughout your working life. Those experiences, that eclectic mix of things, creates huge value. Whether you do it inside one company or do it across different businesses, those experiences create something of enormous value. Reflecting back on Rock Industries, my lighting business was growing and gaining traction when I was asked by the lighting designer for the Angels, a very famous Australian band, Ray Hawkins, to create specialised lighting for the band's live gigs. He wanted an intense beam of light to scale up these tiny spotlights seen through nightclubs into industrial-sized lights that were used in stage productions. With only a few days to go, Ray had to buy the required lighting sockets. He acquired the wrong sockets. We had no time left, so I created a hack that worked so much better than the original design. The lighting effect was absolutely stunning and much stronger and sharper than our prototypes. We renamed the excellent invention after Ray, the Ray light. In these settings, they produced brilliant lights, tight white beams of light, which went on to be integrated in not only the Angels, but also Midnight Oil and many other Australian acts. And eventually, within a few years, the Ray light appeared all over the world in concerts. From a simple mistake, became a major invention. So, the second lesson, be resilient rise to the challenge of solving problems, no matter how complex they might seem, no matter how painful it might be. You can't be perfect. You must adapt, create, be resilient, and learn and grow. After Rock Industries, I made the decision to merge with the famous concert production entertainment company Jan's and became a shareholder and the R&D manager. At Jan's, I decided to build what became known as the Aurora Scene Controller, first, as far as I'm aware, the first computerised lighting control system in the world. We're talking about 1982. It was a Z80 computer with 8-bit computer with 64K of RAM. You can imagine programming that to do something serious. It was a pivotal moment in my career. I had to learn computer hardware design. I laid out all the circuit boards myself. I didn't know it was hard. I just got on to do it, and eventually, through making quite a lot of mistakes, got it right. I also had to learn software design at an incredibly low level, because I had to write most of the instructional loops in assembler and time each instruction to the microsecond. I just didn't have any time budget in that small of a computer. I spent many long days and nights and weekends learning hardware and programming skills, and over time I became a very capable programmer with low and high level programming skills and hardware skills, which is an amazing combination that has served me well. The Aurora was the first of a long line of successful Jan's lighting products. I also networked the whole of the Jan's business with PCs at the time, learning how to do computer networking. And I saw the opportunity to move into systems integration and computer networking. This led me to several logistics companies, having sold my Jan's shares, and moving on to computer networking. I worked with Expeditors, Container General, Powerhouse, and many other logistics companies, even doing a stint in a project in the US in logistics. This experience and the fluencies in logistics and technology combined convinced me that the logistics industry needed an integrated solution and that had never been built before. So I commenced writing the code for a freight forwarding system and building an integrated logistics solution in 1992. In 1994, that solution was called Deliverance, and it was released to a large-scale production, and WiseTech Global was born. By the end of the 90s, we had become a major business owning quite a substantial part of the Australian market. So lesson 2, breakthroughs in any field often come from outsiders, people that don't directly grow up in that field. These are often people that know about a number of other knowledge bases and technologies, and they see a new way of solving old problems. It's a very important concept. Those boundary spanners, those people that have cross-dimensional skills are very fundamental to solving the world's future problems. In 2000, I realised that we needed a market much larger than the Australian market, because we'd basically absorbed most of what we could build in Australia in order for the company to grow. So I realised that I needed some education. And Andrew Caro, who's one of my lecturers, who did the marketing subject, I knew Andrew and I wanted to do his marketing subject. I actually didn't want to do a master's, but I enrolled anyway, and I thought I'll just do that subject and then I'll leave. Andrew's subject was deferred to the next semester because there was too many people in his class, and so I had to pretend to be serious about my master's degree. My next lecturer was Ken Dovey, who's sitting in the front here too. Ken blew me away. It was extraordinary. What I learned, what I knew, what I could absorb made direct relevance to WiseTech. And then as a sort of a final bookend, Steve Burton, who had the amazing subject name of Strategic Competitive Intelligence in the Digital Age. I don't know why that subject name ever came about, but it was a great subject. It was about strategy. It's about Steve's experiences in the telecommunications industry and strategy in general. It was hugely motivating for me, and I spent an enormous amount of time and effort thinking about how that would work for WiseTech. In fact, every single subject that I did, I wrote the assignments as if they were business plans for WiseTech. Now, my managers, on me arriving back after a 2-day intensive or finishing an assignment, would have this look of horror in their eyes, thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen now? But it was immensely, immensely powerful for WiseTech. It made the business fabulous. And in 2002, having finished all of the coursework in my master's, I started building the second generation system, which became a system called EDI Enterprise. So here's the second, I can't remember if it's the third or the fourth lesson, but anyway, doesn't matter. Be curious, collect knowledge, skills and fluency. Embrace the concept of lifelong learning. Your degree, whilst current, will be overtaken by new knowledge. You will need to think about today. So as you think about today, at the start of a lifelong journey of learning, striving and adapting, that is the only way forward. Today, WiseTech is a leading technology developer of logistics systems and provides solutions to the global industry and is valued at over $22 billion. When I was, I think the valuation for the company when I joined the master's degree was something around $2 million. So it's not a bad improvement in investment. In fact, in the last 7 years, it's grown from a value of $3.35, that was the listing price, to a value of about $67. I haven't looked at the stock market this morning, but it's around $67. Our customers are many of the world's largest logistics companies, including DHL, UPS and FedEx, among thousands of others. And I've got to tell you that I was told by so many people, you'll never do it, it's crazy, Australian companies don't do this, you can't do this, it's impossible, it's too big, too much, you can't achieve. I never believed them clearly. And I want you to believe in yourselves and to grow and to take your knowledge, build something fabulous and do big things for the world. My final takeaway, follow your own path. Don't be constrained by stereotypes, but realise that success, talent and passion are long-term developments and you will need to strive for a long time actually. Work outside of your comfort zones, endure hardships and stumble at times. Be resilient and resourceful and keep learning and moving towards your goals. Know that even your goals are not the end, but only a waypoint in life. You don't need to be in Silicon Valley or anywhere else in the world to innovate and create. You can do that anywhere today. Global connectivity has generated a wealth of opportunities. You can achieve big things right here in Sydney, Australia, or anywhere else you wish. Today, you join the ranks of UTS alumni. That is a very powerful position. You can now apply the learnings of a degree in the real world to deliver innovations big and small. I do recommend that you read the WiseTech Credo, and it's just some snippets from that. I encourage every one of you here today to challenge the status quo, to think of breakthrough ideas in order to build something delightfully better. Cannibalise that which is superseded, improve that which is imperfect, and add to that which is missing. And most importantly, while you're doing that, have fun. Thank you for your opportunity to share the thoughts today with you on this very special occasion. I'm so delighted to be here and to hear of your successes. I wish you all the very best as you embark on your journey, and I know that you'll be very rewarded in your careers. So the future is in your hands. Embrace that future. Thank you very much.